everyone, Expandable again, and today I have something pretty cool to show you. It's a realistic elevator in Minecraft, and it's infinitely expandable, and it's pretty cool. So let's take a look. So as you can see, it's the elevator is not here right now, so we have to call it by pressing this button in here. And now we wait. Waiting. Okay. And boom! Elevator. And now we can step inside, press the same button again, and get lifted off into infinity or wherever our elevator takes us. In my case, I just built this little room here with the most amazing view you have probably ever seen. So then how does it work? Well, if we come around back here, we can see the redstone behind it. And then I assure you, it's not as complicated as it looks. It may look a little bit cluttery and messy and all over the place, but it's really quite simple. So it's probably easier if we come over here, where I have taken away all the unnecessary parts, like the rooms and all the obsidian and stuff, and only the redstone's left. So this thing here, the ones with the slime blocks and the pistons and the stuff, this is actually a flying machine, and that's actually what the actual elevator part of the elevator is. And I realize how many times I said actually in that sentence. So basically, when we press the button, a number of things happen that send this flying machine off flying. And you could of course just use this as a standalone flying machine if you would want a vertical flying machine too. And I will be showing you how to build all this later in the video. Right now I'm just explaining how it all works. So basically what happens when you press this button, this dropper fires with a wooden sword in it, going out to this hopper and then back again, creating a monostable circuit, which then goes down here to this redstone torch that quickly deactivates this piston, which updates this observer block, and that's basically what makes the flying machine fly. And also you saw this cauldron was here. We also take a comparator output from that cauldron and run it up into these pistons, closing the doors. But up here, it's a little bit more tricky because, of course, we have to stop the elevator so you don't go smashing up your head in the roof. So what we're basically doing is we have this piston here that's not activated, and we surround it by immovable objects. So when the slime blocks then come along and try to stick to it, then it will just stop the entire machine because it's not able to push this piston because there's an immovable object in the way. But then when we press this button, of course we have the circuit that deactivates this piston and the circuits to close the doors. But we also have this circuit that runs right out from the button without any delay whatsoever, just redstone, that activates this piston before the flying machine can actually start flying, meaning that it's able to move again, if that makes any sense. So let's see, then we have the calling mechanism. So let's say we were down here, up here, and we wanted to call it, the elevator from down there. Then well, basically, from this redstone line, we take a redstone torch output that leads down into this downwards vertical torch tower, and into this dropper again, activating the entire machine. And we do the same thing with this button. We have a redstone torch tower that leads up this light gray or dark gray circuit, leads up here and into this circuit, which activates everything, which activates the entire machine. I hope my explanation made sense, and now I will show you how to build it. So, the footprint of this build is 7 by 8 blocks, and as you can see, this is your floor level, so you're gonna need to dig down 4 blocks from your floor level. And also, a thing to note is that this is where your entrance is gonna be. So to build the flying machine part of your elevator, you're going to need the content of this chest. So it's 7 slime blocks, 2 sticky pistons, 2 observers, 3 wool of your choice, or it could be any other blocks, but you're going to need a carpet, so I would recommend using wool to match it. And then you need a cauldron and a water bucket to fill the cauldron. And I would recommend to bring some immovable objects with you as well, when building the flying machine, so that you can test it out and stuff. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is place 4 immovable objects here, and we need 3 sticky slime blocks in this formation, like this. Then we need our 2 the observers, and a sticky piston facing up, a sticky piston facing down. Hold on. Oh wait, I just realized this is gonna be like that. And then we need a cauldron and a water bucket to fill the cauldron. And then we need to place the slime blocks in this formation, so that the gap here is not on the same side as it is down here. Then we need another slime block, our 3 wools, and our carpet. And now, if we just place some an immovable object up there, we should be able to test it out and see that if we activate this one, I think, yeah, look, it's flying. And then we activate the other one to send it back down again. Isn't that cool? So for this next part, you're going to need a button, a dropper, a hopper, a redstone comparator, 3 redstone dust, a redstone torch, a piston, and I just realized we also need a repeater. And your removable objects again. And I also brought along a few extra blocks for building circuits and stuff, because it's always good to color code your circuits. Block there, immovable object, because we're going to have slime blocks there. And oh, by the way, I sent up my elevator so that we have more room to work with. Piston, oh wait, sorry, piston facing this way. A block with a redstone torch on the side. Block, that, and then yeah, redstone dust, and then we have our comparator, and we need our button, and it needs to, whatever. So if we build out a little here, we have a this And here we put our button, and oh, we also need a non-stackable item. It's important that it's a non-stackable item to put in our dropper. So now when we press this, we see we get a flick through this. So if we now were to send down our elevator again, we should see that we should be able to press this button and send it flying off again using the button, not a flint and steel. And now on to the doors. So for them you're going to need a comparator, 2 observers, 8 redstone dust, 2 repeaters, 2 redstone torches, and the 4 pistons that will actually make up the doors. So we can start by placing in our doors, of course. And then we need a an immovable object here, a comparator, and oops, then we bring it up like this, and then we need this kind of formation. So it's 4 blocks in a zigzag formation like this, with a redstone torch at the end there. And then we need to basically run this into a like that basically. So we have redstone going up there and a repeater, and then it goes up into the redstone torch that activates these pistons. Then we need to do basically the same thing on the other side, but it will be a little bit different because it's not symmetrical. So we need to bring this up to here, and then we need a block there. Oh wait, no, that's too far, I think. Yeah, I think it is. Oh yeah. So we place the torch in again, and now we need a line of 2 redstone dust there, and a repeater. That's not a repeater, that's a repeater. And now, since we have this cauldron here that's filled with water, this... Oh wait, no, I forgot an important part. We need an observer clock or something here, which is basically there to constantly update this comparator, because basically when this cauldron comes down to here, then if we give this comparator an update, which we will do by having this clock here, then it will basically deactivate all the pistons. So let's give it a try. And the cauldron goes down and activates everything, and the pistons are open. Yay! And now if we send off our flying machine again, our doors will close. So believe it or not, that's actually pretty much all of the bottom circuitry done. Now we pretty much just need to fill in all of this with obsidian or immovable objects, basically. So let's start doing that. We can just fill everything in here, and yeah, pretty much the entire thing. And then when we come up to here, we can well, continue filling it up. And yeah, put there and there so that we can't see out the buttonhole, and then we're up to here. And now we can pretty much just bring this tube up to wherever we want it to go, as far up as you want it to go, but just make sure that it's immovable objects, because as I said, it's made out of slime blocks. So yeah, if it wasn't immovable object, that would pretty much break the entire contraption. So now, let's build the stopping circuit that stops the elevator from going too far when it's traveling upwards. And for that, you're simply just gonna need a button, 10 redstone dust, and a piston. It doesn't matter what type of piston, so I would recommend using a regular one. And it's going to go right there. And beside it, a block, but oh wait, we need the immovable objects too. Let's start by placing in the button, which is gonna go in the same place as the one down here. Don't need to fly down there. So we're basically just gonna take a redstone output from this button and lead it all the way over here. And then place our 10 redstone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now, surprisingly enough, when we press the button, the piston activates. And now onto the activation circuit, which is very similar to the one on the first floor, but it's slightly different, in a slightly different location. So yeah, let's build it again. First we're gonna need to place the same monostable circuit again with the immovable or the stackable item inside of it. Then we're going to take a comparator output from it, surprise surprise, and lead it into a block there. Oh sorry, it's important that the comparator is on a slab, because we're going to take a redstone output 2 blocks like that. The piston is going there, and our torch. And now when we press it, our torch or our piston quickly deactivates and then activates again, just like on the first floor. I feel like I should also show that this is actually working now. So if we have the elevator there and press the button, it goes down. Whee! Sorry, I just realized I had made a mistake here. So basically we just need to move this up a few blocks, like that. That's how it's gonna be. Okay, onto the doors on the second floor, which are very similar to the ones on the first floor, but with slight modifications. So once again, it's the content of this chest, as you can see in my inventory right now. So we can start by placing in the doors. Just regular pistons like that. And then we can place in the comparator. That should give an output if your elevator is up here, and if it's not, you can just send it up by pressing the button down there. Oh, whoops. There we go. Anyway, out from this comparator, we need to do that. Take redstone output, but we need to make sure it doesn't connect with the pink circuit. And run it into a block, run a repeater output from there with 2 blocks redstone on top of them, but we once again need to make sure they don't connect. And then we put a block, and redstone dust, redstone torch. And then on the other side, it's a similar story, but not really. So we take redstone up to here, and then we run it into a block with the repeater again. Then we need to run it into blocks going all the way up into there, with the redstone on top of those 2 and a torch. And now if we send down our elevator, we can see that the doors will close. Fantastic. Now we can once again just fill in these blocks here. Make a nice little area to be... Wait, is this even right? Yes, it is. And there. Yeah, nice little place where we can be. And also, as you can see, you can actually see through here. Maybe if we go... Or, yeah. When the doors are closed, you can actually see through. So make sure you place floor blocks underneath these pistons and roof blocks above them, so that you won't be able to see through there. Like if we come over to over here, we can see that if we come down here, you can actually see through here onto the wood and there onto the sandstone. Just a little note when decorating. So by the way, this glass is where your walls are gonna go. So you would have like a wall going like that. And same thing down here. This is where your wall is going. But yeah, now we're pretty much finished with, and if you don't want to be able to call your elevator, like if you know if you're on a single player world and you know you'll never be where the elevator isn't, so to speak, then you can end the video right here, because we have a working elevator now, so we can just go in here and press the button and fly up. Well, not fly, but go up to the next floor. But if you want to be able to call it, stick around and I'll show you how it's done. So to call your elevator, it's actually very simple. All you need to do is run a regular torch tower up here. Oops. Up to wherever you are. And depending on exactly how many blocks it is, you will need to go like different, you will need to make this different, so that you make sure you end on an unpowered redstone torch, and then you just run the redstone circuit up into this green redstone circuit. So we have redstone here, and then also make sure that the redstone reaches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 redstone here. So that's fine, because as long as it's 15 or under, then the redstone will reach. So now we should technically be able to call down the elevator from up here, down there. And as you can hear, it's traveling down. And there it is. Boom. And calling it from above is a similar story. So to call it up to the top floor, you also need a torch tower, but a vertical torch tower, but this one needs to go down. So to make one of those, you will basically need to place a lot of redstone torches and redstone dust in this sort of formation, going all the way down to the bottom. Now, it doesn't really matter how you make your torch tower, as long as it doesn't interfere with anything. It goes down, and yeah, and it ends with an unpowered redstone torch once again. So now we just need to run this unpowered redstone torch down into this... Oh, whoops. Oh, there. Down into this... Oh, there we go. Into this dropper. There. And it's also important that you run it into the dropper, but don't run it into this block, because then, as you can see, you would create a clock that would go like that, and then it would go down again, and then it would go up here. So we don't want that. So to stop that from happening, we just avoid that block and just run the redstone into the dropper directly. So now let's give it a test. So we have our thing down there, our elevator, and now we can press this button, and then, as we can hear, the elevator is traveling upwards until it reaches the top. And that's it. Now you know how to build a redstone elevator, or a realistic elevator in Minecraft. That's infinitely expandable and pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Some things to note is that down here you can use a wooden button if you want, but up there it has to be a stone button because of timings and stuff. There could probably be a way around this, but yeah. You can figure it out if you want to. But anyways, what do you think of this elevator? Please let me know in the comments. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.